So YiHeng Wang recently broke the world record 3x3 average with an average of 3.91 seconds. So let's go through some of these solves. So this is the first one here. And looking at this, like I would have instantly done something like that, and then something like that, and formed an orange X cross. That's probably what I would have personally done. However, he doesn't do that. He does a white cross. And that's probably fair because he's not colour neutral. So he rotates, so he's solving white cross on the bottom. And then he does B2 to move this piece down to the bottom, but also this pair here across to the other side. So B2 and then L2. Now what this does is it creates this block. So he's basically just formed a, well, what would be a 3-move 2x2 block. However, he doesn't do that right away. He does F to insert this piece here, and then he does, well, he doesn't just insert this right away because he knows that if he does a U move here, then he'll pair that up. Okay, so now he just does a regular insert. Now I wonder why he didn't do a sledge to sledge it in, because then that pairs up this pair as well. And then he could have done something like that. But he doesn't do that. And I do wonder whether it's just he genuinely didn't like that, or it was a bit of a mistake. So yes, he inserts it just with a normal RUR prime insert. And then he does this pair here next, which he just does like that. He doesn't sledge it in or anything. Well, no, that will be a bad idea anyway. He inserts that in, and then he does U. Well, he probably essentially did a YD move. Like, sure, it's U prime Y on the reconstruction database, but yeah. And then insert into the back, standard OLL algorithm, nothing special there, and straight into what isn't actually the standard PLL algorithm. Yeah, okay, he does something a bit different for PLL. He does an A-perm from this angle, which isn't how I would have done it, but it doesn't really matter that much. So yep, that is the first solve of his world record average. It was a 4.17. Obviously at this point he would have had no idea he was about to get the first ever sub 4 average, but a 4.17 3x3 solve, full step, is still pretty good.